family, welcome back to Brownie Points. So guys, I want to share something with you. I went to visit my friend, and in our friendship dynamic, she is the single auntie with no children and she lives by herself, and I am the mom and the wife. Now, of course, there's a difference between the two. There's a huge difference. So she asked me, is parenting hard? Now, before I answered her question, I kind of sat back and I thought about it. And I want to say no. I don't think that parenting is hard. And I'll tell you why. Now, guys, I had my very first child at 18 years old. Now, of course, I knew how to change a diaper. I know how to burp a baby and feed a baby. That stuff came very natural to me. It was very, very easy. But when it came to other things that like really tested my patience, now that became difficult because having a child, it really tests you. I mean, it tests you to the max, especially during that toddler stage or during that early newborn stage when you don't get much sleep. You're just tired, you just want to lay down, but you have to get up and keep going, keep going, keep going. So that became very difficult for me also. But I will say that the biggest challenge for me was the toddler stage. I mean, look, the toddler stage kicked my butt. With my first child, with Carson, I learned so much patience with him. And that groomed me to be prepared for Kason. And that's why, you know, a lot of us, we say that parenting is hard because we don't know what we're doing. And we don't take the time out to actually learn from our mistakes, to actually grow and do better as a parent. It's nothing wrong with growing to be a better mom or a better dad. It's nothing wrong with that. That's actually a beautiful thing. And I wish that some parents would kind of, you know, take heed to that and be okay with knowing that it's okay to grow and it's okay to let go of certain ways how you grew up. Just because you grew up that way and you think that you turned out fine, that don't mean that, you know, it was okay for you to be beat with a stitching cord or you know, talk to a certain type of way by your parent because your parent is frustrated with you. You know, certain things are not okay, and it's okay for us to learn from that. It's okay for us to just take certain things that made us feel a certain way, or take certain things that made our children feel a certain way and learn from it. There's nothing wrong with that. So like, something I will share something with you guys that made me like really straighten up with my parenting. So one particular time, Carson, this was when Cody was a baby. Kason wasn't here yet, but Carson, he was probably like 1.5, and Cody was, no, Carson was 2, and Cody was just born. And Carson, he was drawing on the wall with his crayons. I mean, he drew like a full-blown picture. And that was during the stage I was stressed out. I just had a baby. I'm just tired. I'm not getting no sleep or nothing like that. And I took my frustration out on him, and I spanked him for it, for writing on the wall. A 2-year-old, for writing on the wall. Just thinking about it now, I feel bad now. And when I spanked him, he had this little look on his face, like it was a look of fear, a look of sadness, and a look of disappointment. And from that day on, I never spanked them again. I don't spank anyone. I never spanked them again because I didn't like the look that was on my son's face, and I didn't like the way that it made him feel or me feel. Like, I felt terrible after I did that. And from that point on, I grew more patience. So now that I grew from that point, now that I grew patience and understanding, now if someone was to draw on a wall, I would say, hey, come here, look, we don't do that. Let's get this and let's clean it off, and we're gonna clean the wall off together. Why traumatize him and whoop him for something that he didn't know that wasn't okay? It's okay for us to talk to our children. We don't have to whoop them for every little thing that they do. So it's little small things like that that teaches us to have more patience with ourselves and with our babies. So we have to understand that it's okay to grow. Like, it's okay to have an understanding that the way that we grew up, guys, it wasn't okay. The way that we grew up, it wasn't normal. And that's because that's the way that our parents grew up. They got treated that way. So they did that parenting the way that they only knew, if that makes sense. They were only parenting the way that they knew. The only way that they knew how. So no, I don't think that parenting is hard. I think that parenting can be a beautiful thing if we allow it to be a beautiful thing. Especially if you have a great partner by your side. Man, I cannot express enough how much I appreciate my husband. He is the greatest partner that I could ever have. I mean, the greatest partner that I could ever have. And I learned so much from him as growing to be a better parent. And that's really important. It is important who we have children with. It is important who we have our children around also. We can't have our children around just anybody, because that's going to help our children grow up to be a certain way that we may not want them to be. So it is important for us to pay attention to everything that's surrounded around our children and us also. We can't bring bad company around. I mean, look, parenting is everything. Parenting is how you do this, how you do that, who comes around, how your house looks, how your environment feels mentally, physically, spiritually, emotionally. It has everything to do with that, okay? Because people think that just because I wake you up, I feed you, I bathe you, you go to bed, here you go. Parenting is so much more deeper than that. Parenting is so much more special than that. Do you ever see the joy on your child's face when you tickle them? Or when you watch their favorite show with them and they laugh at something that's so hilarious to them, but you don't really get it, but it makes them laugh so hard they're showing all their teeth. That's joy. I enjoy seeing that with my babies. So it's so much that we can learn from ourselves. It's so much that we can learn from our own children or from other people. I think parenting is what you make it. Parenting is what you apply into your life and into your child's life. Parenting is growth. Parenting is peace and happiness. Sometimes my boys, they can be running around all day. That's just what they do. They have a lot of energy. I mean, I'm old now. I ain't got that much energy in me no more, but I try to keep up with them to show that, hey, mommy is active in here, you know. I'm here. I'm gonna toss the ball to you too, and that's all I got in me. I can just toss the ball, and that's it. But to just be there and show my face and show my happiness with them, that means a lot to them. If your child say, "Mommy, come and do this with me," you get up and you do it with them. Stop pushing them off so much. Not right now, not right now, in a minute, not right now, not right now. We can't keep doing that, especially if we just never spend any time with them at all. The small things means a lot to our children. The small things should mean a lot to you also, because that creates memories. That creates precious memories, and that's something that we want to do. Create memories with our children that they're going to forever remember. Hey, Case sitting down here. He's chilling. Memories with our babies. Because when we're gone, they're going to look back and think, man, my mom was fun growing up, or man, my mom was the sweetest mom ever. But guys, parenting is not hard at all. Parenting is what we apply into it. Parenting is what we put into our household or into our dynamic. Parenting is peace and happiness and love, man. I'm telling you, if you give that to your children, they're gonna grow up to just love you and be beautiful little people. And that's all that you need out here. Because it's a lot of grown kids out here. You heard me? I said grown up kids who don't know how to love, who don't know how to care for people. And that's only because of the way that they grew up. So we have to break a lot of generational curses. We have to break a lot of these stigmas out here to continue to create better people and better little people, because once we're gone, they're going to take our place. So what type of people do we really want to leave behind? Everything starts with you. That is my motto. My motto. Everything starts with you. I want you guys to really think about what I said, because it's just super important, especially when you have children. If you have one child, that's important. Multiple children, super important, because everybody will bounce off of each other. You can't have a household that's just full of chaos. It's not going to work. You will create destruction. You will create damaged children. You'll be damaged yourself, because everybody is surrounded around chaos. We need peace and love and all that good stuff. So, to answer the question again, no, I do not think parenting is hard. It's stressful, but it's not hard. So guys, I hope that this video brings a little light and a little love to your thoughts on parenting. Thank you guys for tuning in, and please like and subscribe to our channel and ring that bell down below to get these notifications when we post new videos. Thanks for tuning in, guys.